So here we go, 2020, new decade. Happy New Year to you all. I'm down in Essex, Manningtree here, about to undertake, I think it's around 9 miles, a walk I've done previously, time out walks, book 1, walk 39. I'm doing version A of it, which is a slightly reduced version, missing out the more boring part of the walk. Stratford St Mary with its A road. So try a shortened version today. It's a lovely day. No sunshine yet, but it is forecast. It's a nice chill breeze, around about 6 or 7 degrees. Perfect walking weather. There has been a bit of rain lately, so it could be a bit damp underfoot. I also understand from reading the comments section that the car park is still under repair and that may hinder my start. Let's see. It's around 12:35 now. So today I've got about 4 hours of daylight. 4:30 I can walk to, even 4:45 if I'm lucky, if needed. So let's press on. So amazingly the works are still going on and they do hinder the instructions, point 1 of the instructions. So I'm going to have to follow the instructions made in the comments section. So the instructions in the comments section refer to going through the lower level of the car park and then following the track. So I believe that's down here. So yeah, walk through the car park, as other people have done here clearly, and then do a right down this track, I believe. Should get you back on track, so to speak. And lovely, the sun's just poked out. So as you can see, the car park expansion is some development, but thanks to the comment in the comments section, here's the finger post in point 3 of the text. So we're back into the text now that we can now follow. So a couple of 100 metres on, you've got fields on the left and a wooded belt on the right. Nice incline to start with. And once again the plethora of great tits songs starts, as you can hear, or maybe not. There it goes. The variety of songs on the great tit is quite unbelievable, really. Every time I hear a different sound I think it's a different bird, but it's actually a great tit. Spring is definitely on its way. Manningtree with its estuary behind it, the River Stour or Stour. It's a growing place, I can see that much. It was around, well, this walk was one of my first back in 09 that I recorded. It was done on a mobile phone back then. Couldn't afford a handycam, so partly why I'm updating the video. St Mary's Church, Lawford. And from the front, pleasant little churchyard as well. Omnipresent jackdaws roundabout. Passing the church clerk's cottage. Then going across this car park. Looks like we're now following the Essex Way again. Done this walk a couple of times in the past. Point 8 of the text seems you can now walk across the road as opposed to along it, and walk inside the hedge here. This is all due to set aside payments, I suppose. Don't know if it's official, but that's what I'm going to do to get to point 9. So there's the concrete and wooden finger posts referred to point 8 of the text, and there's the lane. You've got an orchard on your left now, and our onward journey straight ahead. The path that I took inside the field was well trodden and had horse hoof prints on it as well, so it certainly looks like it's an alternative to walking along the road. What a terrible waste of apples. Looks like about 75% of those have fallen on the floor. Wasted. Got to sort this out now, post Brexit. Not quite there, but will be in a couple of weeks. That's ridiculous waste. Hence the field fairs I can hear. They're having a field day, if you excuse the pun, in there. Not quite a murmuration, but plenty of starlings over there in that tree. Wonder if they eat apples. Certainly plenty in that field for them to be eating. I wonder if that's labour shortage or why the crop was left. I'd say it's down to lack of European labour. Not particularly clear, but the signpost is on that stick there, that field post, and I believe the permissive path is on ahead here along this greenway. Interesting, I wonder if that box is for a hawk as opposed to an owl. Point 10 of the text here. So here we are, point 11 of the text, having just come down the lane past this cottage and its barns, and we're now continuing up there past that shed, still on the Essex Way. Plenty of timber here being stored and dried out appropriately so that it's used in order, here being the freshest logs and probably the wettest. Now crossing over a boardwalk section covered in leaves, so the chicken wire is hopefully still down. Lovely babbling brook on my right, and that noise in the background is actually more logs being cut down for that store shed, no doubt. About to cross over the railway line, and as I've said on previous walks, Essex is at the forefront of crossing closures, so it'll be interesting to see how long this one lasts. Point 16 of the text. Got the pond here on your right, continuing on straight ahead. There's a little picnic site here, interestingly, unless that's someone's garden, but a cracking view of the Vale. So as you can see, that little picnic area is actually private property belonging to Brian Hindley and Ron Wood. I wonder if that's the Ronnie Wood. Unlikely. Point 18 of the text, leave the lane and go uphill there at that finger post, still on the Essex Way. So there, be warned. Further decent vistas on the right as we approach Dedham, not too distant now, as will be seen in a second. You can just make Dedham Church out there through the trees. Views back whence I've come. Glorious afternoon now, just as forecast. Cracking day for the first walk of the new decade. Let's hope there's many more. Might even be the year I get this camera renewed. I'm hoping so. Before the spring anyway, let's see. Well, unfortunately, since the text was written, probably a good decade ago now, the Lombardy poplars referred to on the left are no more. Just one solitary example left, and that could be a youngster. Very, very sad. But they are prone to come down in strong winds once they get old. A bit like me, really. Point 24 of the text, passing some residential property on my left. Belt of trees on the right. Point 24 of the text, coming off the lane, taking the public footpath on the left between these houses. Still the Essex Way. Particularly nice Tudor style property there. There's the memorial to the dead horses referred to in the text. I do remember that from a decade ago when I walked this walk. That sort of thing sticks in your mind. Point 27 of the text. So we're getting near the Stour now, one of its flooded water meadows. Could be pretty muddy henceforth. Yeah, at the time the text was written, these fields would have been cropped, but now, thanks to changes in government policy, hopefully, they're now serving their proper purpose. Flood meadow. Look at the wildlife that's returning already. See the old gulls over there. Not that they're particularly rare, but you know, all has a added effect. There's the rusty gate referred to in the text, no longer used, and yet another horse ahead of me, right in the gateway as well. Still, rather them than cattle. Dedham Church over there, St Mary's. And I do remember this place now. I think it was in this field that I had my lunch last time, but I'm going to go for the church this time. Passing the old schoolhouse, which is next to some new almshouses here, with the church just behind it, basking in sunshine. Now in Dedham High Street, sun in over there, possible lunchtime stop. So here we are at St Mary's, Dedham. Possible lunchtime shelter there for picnickers if it happens to be raining. Handy. So this is the only other chair or seat I can see in the churchyard, other than those I just outlined in the sheltered area. So this will be it then. Lovely shot there of St Mary's, Dedham. What a glorious afternoon. You can just about hear that A road in the distance though now. Can't remember the number, but it's dual carriageway anyway. So here we go, in memory of beautiful Joe, Joseph Palmer, who did not live very long at all, 96 to 13, so just 17 years old. Well, 18 actually, by the looks of it. Thanks for the seat, Joe. Rest in peace. Okay, 10 to 3. Pit stop has been had. Time to press on, because I need to get some daylight shots of Flatford Mill, if nothing else. Passing the Essex Rose tea room on our journey down the High Street. Got the War Memorial here behind me. Got the old water pump there. And I wonder if that's the former grammar school building there. It's got that sort of air about it. Statue of Thomas Grimswood's gone missing. Apparently Constable attended the former grammar school. Passing the Art Craft Centre. Information there about the tea room. So we're now going towards Manningtree, as you can see, 3 mile hence. Unsure when this was dated, but it's pretty much commonsensical. Leaping Horse Bridge. Avoid this section of footpath as it's very muddy, impassable. Seek alternative route to Flatford, Dedham. So that's helpful, isn't it? Passing the pond on the left, referred to in the text. Interesting little ditty there. As we pass this little animal farm. Donkeys and geese. Fording the stream here. Nice mill conversion here. Dedham Mill. Top dollar flats now. Passing the old mill pond. Dedham Mill. With the mill just behind me. There's the old lock, sluice gate. Rear view of the flats. Information panel there about Dedham Lock. Restored to navigational use in October 1990 by the River Stour Trust. Right, at this juncture, just past the mill, that way left is the main walk towards the noisy A road, or today I'm turning right, which I haven't walked before, to take the shortcut option. So as you can see there, we're now on both the St Edmund Way and the Stour Valley path. Still on part section 40 of the text. River Stour on my right, as you can see there, aiming for Fen Bridge. So there's the bridge over the Stour, as referred to in the text, and passing through all these water meadows, the river is displaying classic signs of oxbowing. Another white egret passes overhead there. They're certainly getting larger in population now. So now at this footbridge, I'm going to cross it and take a left to Flatford Mill, because I'm conscious of declining daylight. But otherwise, if you had more time, you could continue straight on here and go and have a look at East Bergholt Church, but that may be affected by more flooding, I'm not sure. Dedham Church in the distance from the river bridge. Onward journey for us then is beside the river on the left now. Cormorant over there, classic wing drying pose. Making the most of the embers of the setting sun. Approaching the mill. Quite a few people about, even on a cold January day. Very pleasant views from the footbridge. So here we have the Trust's Bridge Cottage. Which is next to the Humpback Bridge that I've just come across. Okay, round about 4 o'clock. This is the inspiration behind the Haywain. Very pleasant building over there opposite as well. And as you can see, we've crossed over into mid-Suffolk here. So as you can see, Flatford Mill Lock here. Google that if you so wish. Further shots of Flatford Mill. You can see from the dark colour here that the river burst its banks, and apparently, according to some locals, even topped this path, gone down the other side. Now entering the Trust's Dedham Vale as darkness creeps in. Nice shot of the moon there across the vale. Coming up 4:15 now. So, leave the side of the Stour here, turn right. Now following a rather muddy lane, 4:20. Got about 20 minutes left of daylight. Now the final half mile alongside the railway line here, into Manningtree. So the lane leads back to where we started this morning, next to the car park development on my left here. Well, it's no wonder this car park's taking forever to complete. I bet these blokes knocked off about 3 o'clock. So 4:30, just beat nightfall. That was a very pleasant walk. Taken me what, just about 4 hours to do. I don't know how many miles I've done exactly, because my once again my GPS packed up. Not sure if it's a cold weather or what, but it's happening too frequently. Could be the mobile actually, because that needs updating. Anyway, it's around 9 miles officially, so another good walk done. Very chilly now, but beautiful, perfect walking weather. So, a bit wet underfoot, but that's what you get in flood meadows, I guess. Wonderful. Book 1, walk 39, Manningtree Circular, completed. So we're up and running now in 2020. Let's see how many more I can pack in before the next hospital visit, because I do suspect one is imminent. Might try and defer that till next winter though, when I won't be walking so much. All the best.